Hi everybody, I'm back. Day 3. Who knew this was going to take so long? Although I should have thought about it because this is a very big piece of paper, and anytime I do a drawing that is bigger than just like a 6 by 6, it always takes me a couple hours. I don't know why I thought it wouldn't, but okay, whatever. Let's continue on. If you guys have no idea what I'm talking about, watch my last 2 videos from last week. I am designing a sea turtle, obviously, to put on the back of a t-shirt for an upcoming cruise that we're going to do. And so I'm just working away. Step 1 was to draw the main thing. Step 2 was to finish off, I think, the feet and then start inking. And so step 3 is going to be finishing my inking process. I'm going to clean up the lines with a smaller pen. So as I go along here, if I'm a little woggly, it's okay. My brush pen is bleeding a little bit on this paper. So I am being cautious and going to come back with a regular pen. So it doesn't matter really if I am like right on the lines, because you'll see, zoom in, or if you're on a big enough screen you can see I'm not exactly on my lines, and that's okay because I'm going to come in and clean it up with another pen, smaller pen. But I'm just using this to try to really just get my main bit of ink on. Because it's already taking long enough without taking more time to ink with a tiny little pen. I'm just going to put down the main lines, and then I will be back with the smaller liner to fill in. A nice bold line is what I need for this design so that I can have it printed and the graphics come out really good. I think I'm going to go ahead and color in inside this bit here. Fill in this bit with my bigger pen. That way it just goes a little faster and it won't take me all day, just half the day. And it's already hot out here. I am surprised. I thought the heat wave was over, but apparently not. It's already almost 90 degrees. It's 87 degrees outside today. That's ridiculous. At least the wind stopped. Usually when it gets hot like this, it's because the wind is blowing, and we have this hot wind that comes from the desert. At least the wind stopped. I'm thankful for that. I did replace the ink in my multiliner. I swapped it out with my number 7 one because I don't use that one as often. But I didn't test it to see if it's working. Guess I should do that. Still kind of dry. Why? There it comes. Okay. Kind of a square edge on the outside and around in the middle. I want to do like that, and I want to make that longer. That's better. That's more what I want of a shape. Oh, she's looking really good. I need to do some of these questions. Some of these questions, If for the Game of Life book I got from the library bookstore. We are more than halfway through. And we are at the question that says, if you could ask a single question of a dead relative, what would it be, and of whom would you ask? I would ask, well, I'd want to ask it of all my grandparents. But if I had to pick one, I would ask maybe my grandmother on my dad's side. But I could ask it of all of my grandparents. Why did you come to the United States? What prompted you to leave your home and come so far away from where you grew up? What were the circumstances? Because all of my grandparents, except one, I think one was born in the United States. But for sure, all of my great-grandparents. Actually, I probably asked that question of my great-grandparents. No? Yes? No? No. Okay. I'm trying to think. My great-grandmother on my mother's side was the immigrant. My grandmother on my mother's side was born here, I believe. Don't remember about my grandfather on my mother's side. On my dad's side, both my grandmother and my grandfather both were not born in this country. They both immigrated. So I would pick any of my relatives that immigrated to the United States and just ask them what was their life like in their home country, and why did they choose to immigrate to America and become Americans. I think that would be an interesting question. I know my grandma and my grandpa on my dad's side both immigrated, but they didn't meet each other until they were here in the United States. They didn't come over together. They didn't meet at home. So yeah, something like that would be my question. Because I think it takes a heck of a lot of guts to pick up and move. It already takes a lot of guts to pick up and move, at least in my opinion, to move like even just across the country. Just to move to a completely new community, to me, takes a lot of guts. Just because I'm a homebody, I have lived within 50 miles of my hometown my whole life. And so anybody who picks up and moves out of their general community that they grew up in is, to me, just an astounding thing to do. I know it's a normal thing for a lot of people, but to me that's just like astounding. I am definitely a homebody. Husband and I have fantasized of retiring to this place or that place or the other place. And when it comes down to it, we don't want to leave home. This is our home. This is where this is the place where we feel like we belong. And even though these other places are beautiful places to visit, and I wouldn't mind living there for any extended period of time, when it just comes down to it, to the final thing, we'd say, would we really sell our house and move to this location X, Y, or Z? The answer always turns out to be no, because the things we love, the people we love, are here at home. And unless the entire community came with us, we wouldn't want to leave. So answering the question of why you would want to emigrate and leave your home. Now, like some people I understand. My nephew, for example, moved all the way across the country recently. I want to say recently. It's been several years, but to me that's recently. Because he met and fell in love with someone who lived across the country. So he moved across the country. That makes sense. And I guess if you have a job that takes you somewhere, I love to travel, but I also love to be home. And my home is here. Now, could I move, to the town 10 miles over, or 15 miles over? Yeah, I could. I could still easily drive to the places that I enjoy going to and being at and feel comfortable in. So maybe my migration would be very slow. If I were to migrate somewhere, it would be in 50-mile increments. So that I could always go back if I wanted to visit or to, just have that feeling of that community. Make that a little bit bigger. Like that. Yep, like that. Like that a lot. Next question. If you could have changed one thing about your parents while you were a child, what would it have been? Oh boy, that's a tough question. Every time you think of something that you wish something had changed, if you stop and think about it long enough, you think, yeah, but if that had changed, then this wouldn't have happened. And this good thing happened because of this thing that you don't like. And yeah. So then you don't want that to happen. For example, I have a stepfather that I just love. He is fantastic. Best thing my mom ever did was marry this man, right? But at the same time, as a child, I would want my mom and my dad to not have had a divorce. But if that was the case, then my stepdad would not be in my life and I wouldn't have him. And so, history plays out in a way that has to be. Now, could I think of something personality-wise that maybe would make any difference to the timeline of my existence? Maybe. I wish my dad hadn't moved so far away when mom and dad got married, got divorced. He went back home. He was one of those immigrants that I was talking about a few minutes ago. He and my mom migrated across the country from where they grew up. And mom stayed here and dad went back. I would have preferred if dad stayed here so I could have been closer to him, physically and emotionally. But that's not what happened. I'm enjoying this. Oops, bumping into things. Goodness sakes. Sorry if I bothered the camera and I bumped into my microphone. That just didn't go well. A little bit rounder there. Something like this. Okay, next question. If you had to have a personal friend redecorate your house, who would you pick to do it? Oh, okay. I think I would pick my friend Thelma. She is currently decorating her brand new home, and she's doing an absolutely wonderful job, and I like the things that she's doing, and I think she would do a wonderful job in my home, and I think she would respect my color choices even if they're not her preferred color choices. I think she would still do a good job. She has a similar design style as I do, even if our color palettes are different. How's that? It's coming along. Yep, coming along. And gosh, I've already been drawing for 21 minutes, and it feels like just like 5 minutes. It's a good thing I stopped and did this as another part, a separate video altogether, because my camera can only record for an hour at a time anyways, so I would have had to stop anyway. I think I'm going to need dots though. I like these dots. These dots make me happy, so I'm going to stick them in here as well. What is that? That is a junk call. Okay. Nope. Don't know that person. Okie doke. Did I do those over here? Oh, they left a message. Well, maybe they do know me. I just don't know that phone number. Or maybe they just left me a message about my car warranty or my refrigerator. Lately, that's been my refrigerator warranty. Okay. How's this doing? So far, so good. I want to go here. All right. Something like that. And then I need to color in here, but I think this number 2 is a little too small. Let's go with the number 5. All filled in nice and dark. Okay, next question. If you could give a single piece of advice to the film industry in Hollywood, what would you say? Oh, Lord have mercy. Only one piece of advice? There are, I can't narrow it down to one. Maybe always ask yourself, what would Jesus do? Because clearly, Hollywood does not ever ask that question. And if they don't want to follow the teachings of Jesus, pick another Buddha, Gandhi. Because clearly they don't. They don't follow any sort of moral compass or guideline at all. That's what I would say. Okay, let's see. I like how this looks. Now, do I want to put these dots? I think I do. I want to add dots here. Some will be bigger than others, just to fill up the space. I think a dot in that spot is exactly what is needed. Yes. Okay. I think she's done. What do you guys think? Like I said, let me know. I think I will, for sure. I'm going to have my son scan this for me and plop it into Photoshop. Make it a PNG with a transparent background. And then I can upload it to a variety of places. Make a t-shirt. I think I really, really like how it's come out. Very happy with it. I do need to sign it. It's going to be important to have my signature on here. Where's the bigger pen that I just had? 5, that was the one. I think I'm going to need room here and here for the Honolulu, Maui, Kona, Hilo, Ensenada. Yeah, it should fit there, so I can sign maybe here. Like that. Just so I have a signature on it. All right, I like it. There we are. Like I said, look for merch sometime in the end of December, first part of January maybe. I have to have my t-shirts uploaded and ready to go by like middle of January, so it won't be any later than that. It could be sooner. If it's sooner, I'll let you guys know. Yeah, I think I am really happy with how this turned out. She's beautiful. Just what I wanted. And I will see you on the next video where we will start doing some Christmas patterns. And I will see you then. You guys go out and do something nice for somebody today. Make the world a better place, one person at a time. Ask yourself, what would Jesus do? And do that. And I will see you later. Bye-bye.